The debris field was vast silent, drifting and cold. Pieces of shattered hull plating and scorched metal glinted dimly under the weak light of a distant red star. Amidst the wreckage, a lone life pod floated, nearly invisible among the ruins of the once proud Delvani cruiser Velthara. Inside the pod, Captain Relic Varn of the Delvani Defense Corps sat in near darkness. The emergency lights had long since faded, and oxygen levels were critically low. His left arm was broken, his scales charred in places where fire had licked through the damaged armor. The pod's comms were dead. The beacon had broadcast for 12 hours before sputtering out. No one came. The Council would not send rescue ships. That much he was certain of. The Delvani had been ordered to hold the flank against the Ziran swarm while the rest of the fleet retreated. They had been used as a distraction, a disposable wall of flesh and steel. And like so many others, they had been sacrificed. He coughed, the sound ragged in the silence. His vision blurred. Cold crept in. And then, a ping-dot faint, unfamiliar. He blinked. At first, he thought it a hallucination desk's final trick, but then came another signal, then another. A scanning pulse washed over the pod. Not Jiren, not Delvani. It was something else. Moments later, a thunderous vibration rocked the pod as a ship dropped from hyperspace only a few kilometers away. Sleek, angular, and pulsing with blue-white energy, the vessel was unlike anything Relic had ever seen. On its side, painted in weathered white against matte black hull plating, was a word he could barely decipher in the low light. Wo es Achilles then? Sound real sound crackled through the pod's failing comms. Unidentified escape pod. This is the United Human Ship Achilles. We have you on visual. Hang tight. We're bringing you aboard. Relic's heart skipped. Human? He had heard of them, whispers from outer colonies, traders who spoke of unpredictable Earth-born savages. A species so new to galactic civilization. They were still considered unstable, dangerous. But in this moment, they were hoped. The docking was fast and brutal. Aboard the Achilles, everything smelled of oil, ozone, and adrenaline. As the pod's hatch hissed open, Relic was blinded by light. Shapes moved quickly. 2 humans in powered exosuits pulled him out and onto a stretcher. He's alive. Get him to medbay, barked a female voice. As he drifted in and out of consciousness, Relic saw only fragments, metal corridors lined with weapons, a crew operating with terrifying efficiency, and above all, faces that looked at him not with scorn, but with purpose. 3 days later, Relic awoke in a white room. Clean sheets, 4 drips, oxygen-rich air. A human sat beside him, a tall man with gray eyes and a jaw like carved stone. His uniform bore the name Captain Mason Hart. You're lucky. We picked up your signal, Hart said. We weren't even supposed to be in this sector. Relic tried to speak, but his throat was dry. We know what happened, Hart continued. The Council left your fleet to die. Standard cowardice. We've been tracking Ziran swarm activity. You ran headfirst into a trap. Relic swallowed, managed to whisper. Why? Did you save me? Hart gave a tight smile. Because it was the right thing to do. And because we don't leave people to die in the dark, even if they're not human. The words hit harder than Relic expected. For his entire military career, he believed that strength meant abandoning weakness. That alliances were strategic, temporary, transactional. But the humans. They had no stake in this war. No treaty with the Delvani. No reason to come. Yet they had come anyway. A week later, Relic stood on the Achilles Bridge, watching the stars slip past as the ship warped back toward a nearby system. We're heading to Sigma Prime, Hart said. Refueling, regrouping. You're welcome to stay until we get you home. Relic nodded slowly. Captain Hart, your people, they are not what I expected. Hart laughed. We get that a lot. The galaxy doesn't expect much from us. Until we show up. He turned, eyes hardening. But make no mistake, Relic. We will show up. Every time. We may be the new species on the block, but we're not afraid of dying, and we damn sure don't run. The words were quiet, but in them, Relic heard something ancient, something resolute. He understood now why the Council feared humanity, not because of their weapons or their speed, because of their will. 2 months later, when Relic stood before the Council and told them what had happened, how the humans had saved him, healed him, and treated him as one of their own, he was met with laughter, mockery. Humans are reckless, a counselor spat. Uncivilized. Relic looked up, his voice calm but cold. They may be reckless, but in the cold silence of space, when even my own kind left me to die, it wasn't the Council who answered the call. It was them. He paused, and I would stand beside them in battle. Any cycle of any sun. The chamber went quiet. Humanity had broken the silence of space, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same again.